tummy, six pack. Don't want to have fat on my stomach. How do I get these flabby bits off this part of my body? Probably the most commonly asked question of any exercise professional, personal trainer, gym instructor, anybody that has anything to do with exercise. And why are we so focused on just this part of our body? Most people don't come into a gym and say, I want every single muscle in my body to look fantastic. I want to have a low body fat percentage. I want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of my life. A lot of people say, how do I burn the fat off my tummy? And if you have a look at YouTube, for example, the number of views of videos that include abdominal workouts, six-pack workouts, how do I have flat stomach in 10 days, 5 days, 2 days, 10 minutes. There's hundreds and thousands of them that have had hundreds and millions of views, because obviously we're focused on that area. So do you want to have a flat stomach? Do you want to have strong muscles at this part of your body? And we talk about the core, but just as a very important side note, it's not an anatomical term, it's been made up. And often when I ask people what are the muscles that make up the core, most people can't tell me. And if they do know, they'll say rectus abdominis. They very rarely include transverse abdominis and obliques. And what about the erector spinae, the multifidus group that hold you in the upright position from the back? Because they work together to stop you from falling over. So if you want the best exercises, the best exercise for your flat stomach, your six-pack, what is that? And it's a really, really important question, because often most of those exercises are done on the floor, but they're muscles that are used to hold you in the upright position. So that's a great place to start, isn't it? Why would I do an exercise that the muscles that are the major controlling factor of holding me upright, why would I put my body on the floor? And if you want to talk about the core, which is not an anatomical term, if you put your body on the floor and you do sit-ups or crunches, for example, the whole group that holds you in the upright position, the back group's being supported by the floor. So they're not even doing anything. If I want to get fat off my body, if I wriggle my finger, will I have a skinny finger? If I play piano, will I have skinny fingers? Everybody that walks around all day should have very skinny legs, because you're using your legs to do the movement. Guitar players should have skinny arms. I'm just using silly examples. We use this often and we use it as a joke, but sadly, somebody said to me once, is that true? If you chew chewing gum, you should have a skinny face. If you talk a lot, you should have a skinny face. That's just not true, is it? If you think about it logically, that's just ridiculous. So there's a great expression that says you can't spot reduce, so you can't burn fat off one area at a time. But isn't it exciting that if you're really fit and really strong, your body turns into a fat burning machine at rest? So most of the time in your life, your body will be burning fat from every single fat cell in your body. Now, we've got 40 to 50 billion of those, and I always laugh and share with you that I didn't count them, but somebody did, and that's how many we've got. But they don't have to be big, they can be small, because the bigger they are, the more fat they've got in them. The smaller they are, the less fat they've got in them. So when you get really fit and you burn fat, the fat comes out of every fat cell, all 40 to 50 billion of them, not just the one that you're using at the time. So if you're doing any form of abdominal exercise, core exercise, anything to do with this part of your body, to burn fat from there, that's just silliness, because it's a very easy exercise. You don't have to put much effort in. 100% effort gives you 100% results. So if you get really puffed, you turn your body into a fat burning machine. It's not an exercise that does that. So the best way to burn fat off that part of your body is to become a lean body. Every part of your body has much less fat in every fat cell, and that's from being super fit. Awesome. Get puffed and then lift heavy. But what do you lift heavy? Now, obviously, if you're just lifting your own shoulders off the floor, you're not lifting very heavy. And then what our interesting, I can't call it a profession, our interesting industry did, the fitness industry, was said, okay, maybe the sit-ups don't work that well. They don't burn fat off your tummy. They don't make you any stronger because you're not lifting very much. So what if we turn the human body over and let's do a plank? Well, again, you're not in the upright position. The really scary thing about a plank, though, for me, is if I ever do an exercise that's going to risk my joint health, that means I can't exercise at all, particularly if I risk the joint health in my back. Now, this is a very personal story, but I ended up in a back surgeon, orthopedic surgeon who specialised in back injuries. I ended up in his office when I was 18 years of age. And you know what he said to me? You said, Rowie, you've been doing sit-ups, haven't you? You've been doing crunches, you've been doing planks, and that's why you've screwed up your back. My L4-5, the vertebral disc between those two joints in my lower back, is completely worn away. Because think about the position you're in, even, well, sit-ups are silly because you're doing this to that joint, and if you do it with speed and with momentum and with twisting, you're now doing this to that joint, so of course it's going to wear away. But if you're in the plank position, gravity's pushing directly down across that joint, across your lower back, which of course puts a lot of pressure through that joint, and it's a shearing force, it's not a compression force, so of course you're going to get injured. So the first part of any exercise program, of course, is it safe? Because if it's not safe, I'm going to get injured. Now, there's lots of sports that aren't safe, there's lots of activities that aren't safe, but why would you ever exercise in an unsafe position? Why would you try and get fit in an unsafe position? Because you're more likely then to go and do your sport or your activity, and then you will definitely get injured because you've screwed up your joint while you've been training. That's a very big, long story about how do I burn fat off my tummy, how do I have strong abdominals, is get really fit and get really strong. Anything that puts your body under pressure in the upright position forces your abdominals to work really hard. So if you're sprinting, of course, you only sprint in the upright position. If you're lifting something really heavy, if you're lifting something heavy off the ground, you have to finish in the upright position. So your abdominals have to work really hard on the way up and on the way down so that you don't fall over. Any sporting activity, anything where you're pushing or pulling or lifting, your abdominals are a major part of that activity, which means they get strong. They're also the weakest link. So if you obviously your legs are really strong, your butt muscles, your glute maximus, medius minimus, they're all really strong. If the weakest link is the smallest muscle, then if the smallest muscle is strong, then you'll be able to do much more with the biggest or bigger muscles. So why do we waste time? And I don't know, I'm in the begging position because time is something you can never get back. You always make more money but not more time. And every day I watch people waste their time doing sit-ups and crunches and planks and any form of abdominal exercise that isn't in the upright position. But now I have a giggle because people do their abdominal exercise. Oh, let's do an upright abdominal exercise. Well, if you're not puffing, if you're not working at 100% effort, if you can do it for more than 10 seconds, it's too light and too easy. The phosphate system is the energy system inside our body designed to make sure that we stay alive, we can fight and flight. There's a good position to be in the fight position. If you're punching or kicking, your abdominals are working really hard and you're getting really puffed, so you're getting really fit. So your body turns into a fat burning machine, your muscles are really strong, and I cannot express to you how many times, and this is not to impress, it's just to express, people have shared with me, Rowie, how can you have flat abdominals and be 60 years of age? It's really easy. Get fit and get strong, and the rest is a side effect. Your fat cells have less fat in them, your muscles get stronger, your immune system gets stronger so you don't get sick, you have great posture because your muscles and bones are strong. Everything works better when you get puffed and when you lift heavy because that means you'll be fit and strong. So Rowie, what's the best exercise to do for your abdominals? I'm standing out here doing it. I'm in the upright position. I don't have exercise clothes on. I don't have exercise shoes on. I don't have any exercise equipment for working my abdominals. I'm holding myself in the upright position, which is what those muscles are designed to do. Isn't that exciting? Now, if you put your body under pressure in the upright position, your abdominal muscles have to get stronger. Your body has to become a fat burning machine, because if you work really hard, your body says, I want to save the carbohydrate for my exercise, so I'm going to prefer to burn fat when I'm not exercising. Why have we made it so complicated? You ready? Get puffed to get fit, lift heavy to get strong, do it safely so you don't get injured, and keep it short so you don't get bored. And then you could have flat abdominals, tight butt cheeks, a healthy immune system, a happy headspace, and live your life to the max. Woohoo!